Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a great episode. We're going to talk about the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030 that was put out by the Obama administration back in 2015. So if you've ever wanted to learn about real estate, entrepreneurship, or leveraging your business, this episode is for you. I promise it's going to be a good one. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. We'll touch on topics as far as global impact, the U.S. economy. We'll talk about business strategy. We'll talk about entrepreneurship and also creating, skills and building your skills that will help for a long-term career and in your life. So stay tuned. Here we go. As far as the role of sustainable goals, what are sustainability or sustainable development goals? Basically, they are future thinking ideas that people are implementing now in their business. So I'm going to list off the 17 goals that were put out by the UN and the Obama administration back in 2015. Again, these are kind of outlines. These are overall ideologies. And if you're a Republican or conservative, this video, this is bipartisan. It touches both liberal Democratic and conservative Republican groups. And, I'm trying to get into real estate development. So this is in line with what I'm seeing in my career. This is in line with what I'm seeing when I talk to real estate agents, to project managers, to anybody, buyers, sellers, refinancers, and brokers. This is the stuff I'm seeing in real estate and hearing. So I think it's going to be a great topic, especially if you're in the entrepreneurship world or the business world. Definitely, here we go. So number one, sustainable development goal number one, no poverty. So as far as third world countries, any of these big nonprofits or global organizations that are building in third world countries, they are focusing on having no poverty in the region. It's hard to think, but in America, there are still places that are impoverished and have high rates of poverty, like reservations, Native American reservations in North Dakota, Montana. If you go to some of these places, you go into houses that have dirt floors. You go into buildings that have no running water, no plumbing. These are the real live situations that are going on in America today. SDG number 2, zero hunger. So by 2030, they are trying to have zero hunger in the entire world. All the kids in Africa are getting fed. Anybody who's suffering from not having access to food will have access and will be fed. So again, these are the UN SDG goals for 2030. SDG number 3, good health and well-being. That's a basic one. A lot of people are entitled in America. We take that for granted. The access to well-being, the access to food, and the access to opportunity. So these are key factors that make America great and the U.S. an amazing place to live. And how blessed am I to have been born in a great country, a capitalist society where you can go out, create your own path, start a business, free religion, freedom of religion. You can go anywhere and pray and not be persecuted or worse, Okay, SDG number 4, quality education. So let's go ahead and keep rolling through. It's amazing that there's so many good opportunities. It's amazing that, we can go to school. Being Native American, there are scholarships that are available. So I can go and apply for loans to get my school paid for. That's an amazing thing. And I love the fact that I'm able to do that. My kids will be able to do that. And After all, being an American, these are small things that we take for granted that hopefully around the world, everybody will have access to. SDG number 5. This might be a touchy topic for a lot of people, but gender equality. So, however you feel politically, I don't really care. People who are suffering from gender dysmorphia, I believe personally, my opinion, that they need to be protected and they need to be safe. People in the world should actually, try to secure and help these people and get them the protection and safe environment that they need to thrive and to love. SDG number 6, clean water and sanitation. It's a simple one, guys. Access to water, access to clean water, clean sources of sanitation. These are huge for developing countries. SDG number 7, affordable and clean energy. So there's lots of incentives in America that are pushing out EV charging stations. So if you're wanting to build an EV charging station on your property, you can actually go get your project 80% to 100% paid for by these grants, by these incentives that are put out by the government or by the state. So look into that. Google EV charging stations as well as solar panel farms. So these are great business opportunities if you want to start now and build something that's going to give you a long-term investment. This is a good route to take. Look into clean energy and affordable renewable energy. So SDG number 8, decent work and economic growth. These are huge when it comes to a thriving country, a thriving civilization. You want equal opportunity and you want access to decent work and economic growth. Anybody who goes to South America or other parts of the world, you will quickly realize the moment you get off the plane that America has amazing opportunity. There are great work ethic. There are great career paths that people can take to feed their family and to have a great life that aren't necessarily available when you land and you go to places like, let's say Brazil or Ecuador or even Guatemala. Some of these Central American countries, they don't have the same access to economic growth and jobs that we do here. So that's something that's a huge goal for the United Nations and the UN to completely establish sustainable development goals to the rest of the global world, and the developing world. As far as next goal, SDG number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So they're going to build infrastructure plans and actually rethink the entire way the cities and the states and governments actually function. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about starting a business or you're on your career path. You want to align your strategy or your goals and visions with the sustainable development goals of the UN or of, developers in the world. So regardless of how you feel politically, it's irrelevant. These are facts. These are just guidelines, so-called, you could say lanes of building your business and starting your career in development, in real estate building or project management. Really, any business that you do, if you focus on some of these and use this as a skill to leverage your business ahead of others, you're going to have a better place in the marketplace. You're going to be more competitive and offer an edge that someone who's an older, more established business may not have. So do it now while you have the mobility and the flexibility, if you're young, to do this and establish this in your business. So here we go. SDG number 10, reduced inequalities. These are huge, you guys. Back to the equal opportunity. This is a major factor about living in America is we have great structures, we have great opportunity, and we are allowed to basically create things that others are not allowed to. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. So this is like going hiking and not leaving your trash everywhere. We're trying to rethink how we live in the world, and we're trying to set a new example and a new standard for the next generations to come. We're trying to leave our grandkids and our great-grandkids with the place better than how we found it. So, I skipped one. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. So this is huge, guys. Being able to have a whole city that is like battery powered and not using fossil fuels. This is the stuff that's going to be built. This is the future. Go ahead and start aligning yourself and your thought patterns and your visions of your business with these outlines. Okay, you guys, number 13, climate action. Okay, climate action. Number 14, life below water. SDG number 15, life on land. SDG number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. SDG number 17, partnerships for the goals. So I just wanted to touch on some of these SDG goals, and if you are a business owner or you're interested in starting a career or having a business, keep these in mind whenever you're building out the strategy, when you're implementing operational plans or sales plans. You want to keep these in mind because it will help develop your business. It will help you be more economical. It will also keep your ideas more sustainable for the long term. And it will help you align with what's coming down the line, with what's future, with what's on the path in our future, not too far distant future as well. So, creating leverage in your business. You guys, define leverage in the context of entrepreneurship. Let me do this. So, leverage is a key factor in any business, okay? So, let's use sales as an example. You have a group of people who are calling and making sales for their business. Let's say it's postcards, okay? They've got a postcard business. They have a revenue number they have to hit, and they make 100 calls every day so that they can make those sales and hit their quota. Now, the guy who's making the calls from 8 a.m. to noon and then going to lunch and coming back and not making any calls in the afternoon, okay? His numbers might be lower than someone who's going in early from 7 a.m. to noon, going to lunch, and then coming back and calling from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That guy might have 3 times the sales or 3 times the output as the first guy. That is called leverage. That person who's making more sales, who's creating more leverage, when they go to ask for a raise, they will have more leverage with the business owner because they have created more value. Leverage is basically getting more output for your input. This is a key factor, and anybody who's good at business has this skill down. They know how to create leverage in any domain. They create leverage as a byproduct. It's just something that they naturally have a gift for. And luckily for you, leverage can be a skill that you can create. It's not something you're born with. It's literally something, yes, genetics, there might be some people who are more better aligned with creating leverage, but it's a skill that you have to develop over time. Okay, you have to learn through experience, trial and error, failure, reiterating and redeveloping a plan. So leverage is key, okay guys? Keep that in mind. Also, an example of a sustainable practice. I'll use one of my examples. So I was hired to build out a cannabis grow here in Oklahoma City. I was the project manager on the project. Beautiful facility, So we decided to basically build our water system that we took water from the city or from our well. We fed the plants with that water, added nutrients through a drip line system, through a pump. And then instead of just draining that water off and throwing it away to waste, we actually built a system that could collect the water from the air once it was transpired through the leaves of the plants, through our dehumidifiers, and it collected it, sent it back to a tank, and then pumped all of that water back to the ponds on our property. So we were taking the water from the well, putting it into the room, but instead of it going to waste, we were actually using it in an economical way, in a sustainable way, to actually pump and be used back on the ponds. So the fish weren't getting hurt, they were benefiting from having clean water, and it was a closed loop system. We actually didn't have any water waste at all. So that is a sustainable operation. That's how you create sustainability in your business. Now, when you have these sustainable goals and alignments, when you go to the marketplace and ask for loans, or you want incentives and benefits for your employees, you can receive more benefits and incentives if you are aligned with these sustainable goals. If you hire more Native Americans or more African Americans or Mexican Americans, Hispanics, you can actually receive more loans and more benefits for your employees. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone. You want to think about these things before you start the business. You want to align your operations and your strategic planning with what's available and create the most leverage in your business. So that's what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about saving money, making more revenue, and generating profit for your business, for your families, and creating abundance for those in your life. Now, this is just the entrepreneurship mindset. And again, this is developed through time, resilience, and experience, okay? It takes time to figure out these different strategies. You gotta learn, you gotta read, you gotta write and watch videos and learn over and over how the greats did it before you, so you can practice what they did and apply it to now. And it takes time. You're gonna have failures, but you're gonna get back up and you're gonna learn from it, replan, and do it better the second time, the third time, the fifth time, the 100th time, because that's what you do. That's what a great entrepreneur and that's what a great resilient person does. So, self-improvement. How do you support growth and support success in your life and in your business? Well, let me tell you, it's also serving the group, okay? It's helping those around you. It's finding people who need help. It's finding people who have a problem and bringing a solution. That's the key. That's what has helped me in my career. That's how I've always had opportunities, is I've focused on people first. Helping the people, serving the people first. Serve your group, let the group eat, and then you eat, okay? Bag the game, bring it home for the family, bring it home for the group, and then you eat, okay? So focus on that, you guys. I hope this was beneficial. I hope it helped. I'm going to end this video with a quick 2-minute meditation and try to connect all of this. So you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week. You want to create impact, okay, in your business, in your life. Create impact. And how do you do that? You affect the people around you. You help, you leverage for them to benefit, okay? You serve the group, you focus on your family and those that you love, and you guys, you bring that love to as many people as you can and help the world, help the future, people who haven't even been born yet. Hopefully they benefit from the impact that you made and you created. So here we go, guys. I call you today to make an impact. Call someone you love. Take action, okay? This is a call to action right now. This is a great time to start a business. It's a great time to start a podcast, start a brand, an Instagram channel, whatever it might be. But do it now and fail if you have to and redo. But whatever you do, don't do nothing. Take action help those around you, serve the people, and get a little bit better, just 1% better every day. And I promise, 100 days, you're going to be a totally different person, okay? And I promise, again, you align with success, you bring the physics of success into your life, and you help those around you and build them up, you will see people do dividends. And again, people take you places that money can't.